Hey, two picklers, I'm getting ready to go down and do some drilling with this paddle. But before I go down, I'm gonna do a bit of paddle maintenance. You guys have asked me some questions about how to apply over grips and also how to apply lead tape. In this video, we're gonna cover paddle grips, we're gonna cover lead tape, and we're also gonna cover edge guard tape to protect your paddle. Let's get into it. If you want to skip ahead to the lead tape section, I'll put the timestamp down below so you can just jump ahead to that if you want to just go straight to the lead tape section. If you want to see how to put a paddle grip on, that's what I'm going to show you now. The reasons I apply overgrip to my paddles is to increase the longevity of the paddle, because this grip that comes from the factory will eventually wear out. As you can see, this one's got a little bit of basically wear on it. So by applying an overgrip such as this one here, basically you can buy these overgrips for essentially roughly $1 a grip. I'll explain to you in a second how you stretch it out a little more. So basically it ends up being about 50 cents every time I overgrip my paddle. The other thing is it helps me keep my hand drier. The overgrips do. You can try different types of overgrips. There's drier overgrips like Turner grip. There's tackier overgrips. Actually, Turner grip makes a mega tack grip, which is also tacky. There's like the Gamma grip. There's some other grips that are a little Wilson. That's a little tackier, more like a rubbery kind of a grip. So you have to kind of experiment with them and see which one you like best. They can be a little more expensive than $1 a roll, but you should be able to find them for around $1 a roll to be able to overgrip your paddle. And the other thing is, you can change it frequently. So, when you get a little bit of sunscreen on there, oil on there, whatever, it starts to look gnarly, you can just throw it out and for 50 cents, overgrip it again. When I overgrip my paddle, I don't remove the existing grip that came with the paddle. So this grip that's on here is some sort of a leather or synthetic grip that came with this paddle. I don't remove that grip. You can remove the grip and apply the overgrip directly to the paddle itself. I think you'll find the feel will be a little bit, it might be a little uncomfortable, but like if you need a super thin grip and you want to do that, you can do that. Normally what I recommend is just leave the existing grip on there and just go over the top of it. Before applying the grip, the first thing I need to do is get my grip ready. So basically you just unroll it. Usually they come with some sort of a plastic protector on there. So you'll remove the little plastic protector. Sometimes it's a little bit of a pain to get it off this little plastic thing that it comes rolled around. But you'll get that, you'll get that part off. And then what you're gonna do is I generally cut it in half first because I'm trying to keep this plastic on there. So what I'll do is I'm just gonna basically, and this is a tennis grip. One thing I recommend is just buy the tennis grips. I know that some companies are selling pickleball grips now, but I would just buy tennis grips, and then your tennis grip, your paddle grip on your pickleball paddle is going to be usually a little bit shorter, so you can just basically just cut it in half. And so now from one grip I get two grips basically. Then what you're going to do is remove this plastic outer sheeting. I'll do it on the other one. It's already partly removed, so you just take this. Make sure you take this plastic sheeting off. Usually, whatever the plastic sheeting on is the part that you want to be on the outside. So you can see this grip, you can probably see it with the reflection of the light. This is the matte side, and this is like the tacky reflective side. So you want to put this on the outside of your grip. The other thing that I do, each one of these grips comes with one tape. What I do is I just cut my tape in half. I don't know why I would need this much tape for it to hold on. I've never had a grip fall off because I only use half the tape. So, or you can use a whole tape and buy some other tape to use to hold it on. So what you want to do is now you want to start applying your grip, and I'll show you how to do that. An important detail is you see how these lines run this way on this paddle. These are right-handed. This is a right-handed grip formation. So basically, if I grab it with my right hand, my fingers run along the diagonals of this grip. I, however, am left-handed. So if I grab the paddle with my left hand, they run counter to them, so they'll run across them. So what I do is if you're going to grip it right-handed, you're going to follow the way it goes. So you're going to start your grip this, up here like this, and then you're going to wrap it this way. Since I'm left-handed, you'll see in a second that I'm going to basically start it up here, and then I'm going to wrap it the other way so that the diagonals go with my hand. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one end of the tape comes with sometimes a little bit of a sticker starter that helps hold it on there. What you want to do is just kind of find a spot that you're comfortable starting with. Usually at the beginning, because there's like I think that's a bevel in there, just an angle in there, you're going to have to basically pull it a little bit tight so that you can get it around there without it bubbling. You might have to release it and do it again a time or two, but usually you're going to pull it pretty tight there So, and then bring it around with a little bit of overlap, maybe like a 1/4 inch or so. I'll try and bring it close to the camera in a second to show you. But basically, once you get that first couple of wraps, so I can see I'm getting a little bit of a bubble there. So what I'll do is I'll back off and just hit it again. Usually by the second time or the third time sometimes, but second time that you go at it, you'll avoid having those kind of creases or wrinkles in it. What you're trying to do is you're trying to get a smooth, as smooth as you can. Having bubbles in there, you might be able to fill it with your hand, might feel uncomfortable, so you don't want to do that. So basically, you're trying to get an overlap that looks like that. So just a little bit of an overlap on it. Got a little bit of a crease on that one, so I'll back it off again to that point, and then pull it taut just to get that crease out. And then just basically you're going to wrap it up to the top, following the same, roughly 1/4 inch, not to be exact, but 1/4 inch usually is a pretty good measure. And then you're going to just wrap it all the way up to the top. Once you get to the top, we'll hold it with a finger in place. You can see how basically this half grip gets the job done. It covers the whole paddle, right? So my whole paddle's covered here. And then you're going to just hold it in place, grab your tape. See how long it takes me to get this tape started. All right, here we go. Usually when you're doing the tape, it's nice when you do it when you haven't clipped your nails in a minute, so that you can grab it easy. All right, so there you have it. You basically have your grip is on there. It may not look pretty. If you want to make it look prettier, you can cut this top part off. To me, it doesn't matter, so I just get it on there, and then I'm ready to play. All right, now that we've gripped the paddle, we're going to put a little bit of lead tape on it. I really like this paddle. I've been playing with it for a few days now. It's a really nice paddle. It weighs currently, let's see here, comes in at 7.8 ounces. I'll make a note of that. So it comes in at 7.8 ounces. Let's see what I end up with after the lead tape. Now let's talk a little bit about lead tape and what its objective is, and give you some different types of lead tape that you can buy. So basically, if you look at a paddle, you're looking at swing weight, right? So I'll link to a video below, and I'll click it. I'll put it up here too if you want to click on it. But basically, swing weight means how heavy is the paddle as I swing it through the air. Okay, so the heavier the swing weight on the paddle, the more energy it'll impart on the ball as we hit it. The counter to that, though, is that the more pressure it puts, or more stress it puts on your arm, on your wrist, on your hand as you swing it through the air. And the easiest example to me is like if I took a sledgehammer, even one of those small 3-pound sledgehammers, and started swinging that through the air. There's a lot of torque, a lot of swing weight on that object. It'll obviously, if I hit the ball with it, I'll destroy the ball. But at the same time, it puts a lot of stress on my arm. So I'm trying to find a balance of swing weight. I find that this paddle, I like it. I like the weight of the paddle. It's pretty neutral in terms of the swing weight and being able to get it around. I want to add just a tiny bit of weight to the top of it on the corners. I'll show you in a second. So that it has just a little bit more plow through on my balls. I want to have a tiny bit more power, and I'll accomplish that by adding a little bit of lead weight to this paddle and improving or increasing its swing weight the way that I want it. The lead tape that goes on a paddle is exactly what it sounds like. It's just lead tape. So here's a couple of different options that you can look at. This is one that's sold for tennis rackets. Also, they sell it as a pickleball product, but basically this is like a tennis style lead tape. This is a golf style lead tape. So you can pick which one you want. If you want to add a little bit of weight, this one will work pretty well. The strips are, actually this one's a little bit thicker. This one is way heavier in terms of, overall weight. Obviously it's thicker this way and wider. This one is a lot less expensive. I found this on Amazon. It's basically a golfer's lead tape, but it's the same thing as just lead tape. So I'm going to use this one. But again, you can buy this one, and if you want more tape, more weight, you just add a couple of strips of it. And what you literally do with this tape, it comes with an adhesive backing. We're going to cut a couple of pieces in a second and apply it to the paddle, and that's how lead tape is applied. Let me talk to you about how thinking about lead tape and where you want to put it. Some players like to put lead tape on the side. So think of it, if you think of it like as a clock, they'll put it on basically like, I think that's 9 o'clock for you guys and 3 o'clock, the way you're looking at it. So they'll apply it at 3 and 9. The idea there is that as I hold the paddle, and as I'm hitting balls, that the idea is that it'll basically provide some weight on the sides to avoid it from flexing one way or the other way. That's a perfectly fine use of lead tape. Other players will apply lead tape. Some players will apply lead tape to the end of the paddle. I don't recommend that approach. I think that approach, while it'll definitely increase your power, I think it sacrifices. I think it's too extreme to put it here. What I like to do is I like to kind of split the difference, and so what I like to do is I like to go at these two spots up here. These two spots, will help balance the torsional movement of the paddle. Also, give me a little bit more weight on the end of the paddle, and they'll also, in theory, putting weight here should open up the sweet spot. So the idea is that if I add weight here, the sweet spot moves up and maybe out a little bit. So, this is where I opt to put lead tape on my paddle, and that's what works for me. The beautiful thing about lead tape is, like I showed you, it's just basically these rolls of tape with adhesive on them. So you can try different spots, hit with it. You don't like it, take it off. The other day I was actually filming a video for you guys on lead tape, and I applied these huge strips here, 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 and here. And when I went out on the court, the paddle was just unmanageable. So, but it's simple. All I did is I came home later. I just removed the tape that I didn't want. I cut these pieces a little smaller, and it worked a lot better. So lead tape, you buy one of these rolls of tape, you can experiment with it. You can move it around a little bit, see what you like. At the end of the day, what you're trying to accomplish or trying to achieve is a paddle that hits the best it can for you. In other words, a paddle that you like the best and does what you want it to do. All right, so let me show you what it looks like. All I'm going to do is I'm going to take this tape here. I'm going to try and get 2 equal sizes, and I'll show you the weight of what I'm putting on in a second. I'll weigh it out for you so you can see what it is. But I'm basically going to cut almost like an inch size. There's no exactitude to this thing. I mean, it's basically just you're kind of eyeballing what you want to do. Like I said earlier, it's just basically, you can try it out. If you don't like it, you modify it. And then let's see what these 2 pieces weigh. I don't even know what to register here. So I'm adding 0.25 ounces to the paddle, 1/4 ounce to the paddle. So that doesn't sound like a lot of weight, but trust me, when you're putting weight on the end of the paddle here like this, you'll feel it because how far away it is from your hand. So all I'm going to do is just remove the adhesive on the back of the tape here, and then approximate where I want to put it on the corner here, like that. And then on the other corner here. And then one thing I want to mention while I'm doing this is, remember what I said, this is lead tape, right? So this is lead, which is not good for your body. So you want to make sure that when you're done handling this tape, that you wash your hands. Try not to, don't finish putting lead tape on your paddle and then go cook a meal or something like that. So you want to, be careful with it. Be respectful of the fact that it is lead tape, and it's something that you don't want to ingest, I don't think. And the other thing I would suggest to you, and I'll show you how to do it in a second, is to add edge guard tape. If you're not going to add it to the whole paddle, that's fine. But I think you definitely want to add it on the top of the lead tape that you put on there. I think that's pretty close, but I think this one can move over a little bit. And the lead tape also, the edge guard tape also helps keep the lead tape in place. All right. So I think that's pretty solid, I think, there. Maybe not good left or right, but I think that'll work. So basically, I put it on the ends there, on the top, and then we'll do just a final weight. Should be 805, I think. Yep, 804. So within margin of error, that's correct. So the paddle right now is 804. The edge guard tape I'm gonna put on doesn't really weigh a lot, so that's really the weight of the paddle now. I think this will help me get a little more plow through as I go out there today and drill. And so, again, lead tape is worth experimenting with and getting the paddle to what it is that you want it to do. Now that I've applied the paddle grip and the lead tape, the last bit of paddle maintenance I'm going to do is add an edge guard tape to the top. Basically what that does is protects the edge guard from getting scuffed up. You may not be able to see it here because because of the yellow, but there's a couple scuffs on here. This edge guard tape will help basically absorb those scuffs on the paddle. And instead of going into the edge guard, they go into the tape, and then you can remove the tape, throw out the tape, add more edge guard tape. It extends the life of your paddle. Plus, if you're adding lead tape, as I mentioned earlier, you want to make sure that in my opinion, you want to make sure that you cover that lead tape up so it's not exposed and you're not touching it and then, potentially eating a granola bar or something like that and putting it in your body. What I'm going to be applying, this is a Battle paddle, and these are new paddles. I'm trying them out and just really excited about these paddles. But normally I would be putting an edge guard tape, and I'll talk to you about in a second, a different edge guard tape. But because of the Battle paddle, I'm going to apply this edge guard tape that I have, which is kind of a no-name edge guard tape. I don't really like this edge guard tape. It's really thin, and I'll show you in a second the difference. You can also, some people use electric tape. I don't like using electric tape. I've tried it, but it's too thin. It also comes off easily. It doesn't really stick that well, just like this tape does. The two best tapes are, one is actually a Babolat product. Unfortunately, I don't have any with me here. That's a really good product for edge guard tape. So if I had that, that's what I'd put on it. The other one that I like that I have on hand is this head tape. And the reason I'm bringing it out is to show you the two tapes and kind of side by side. And I think you'll be able to see this, but you have basically the head tape there is a nice thick rubbery kind of a tape, has a nice stickiness to it. This is the no name tape. So it's thinner, it's not as well constructed, it's not going to protect my paddle as well as this tape. The Babolat tape is the same as this tape. It's a nice, heavy, thick, rubbery kind of a tape. So that's what I would normally put on it. But for purposes of this video, I am going to put on this this no-name edge guard tape, and basically you just cut a piece, eyeball it. There's no magic to it either. Just cut a piece that looks long enough. I usually hold it between my legs there and just kind of center it, and then all you're going to do is just go down with it. Let's see here, it's not quite centered. All right, just put it down like that, and then some people try and make it look pretty. I'm just trying to get functionality out of it. So all I do is just roll it down like this. So now I have paddle grip, lead tape under there, edge guard tape on there. I'll go wash my hands, get that lead off, go down and get some drilling done. I hope this video on paddle maintenance has been helpful to you. If it has, consider subscribing to our channel. Share it with your friends. We make these videos with the idea of helping as many players as possible. If you enjoy the content and got value out of it, I'm going to bet your friends will too. Good luck out there.